Game started.
All right, Mighty Q kicks off with e4. Well, let's go back to old e4, e5. See what we got. Knight c6, defending the pawn. Bishop e2. And the reverse Hungarian defense. I think you can play d5 right away, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, he gets to develop his knight with a tempo. He didn't do it. He didn't. Well, let's just keep developing then. I guess I had the idea of pinning his knight if he developed his knight there. Oh, that's interesting. He's going directly for something. The knight's not attacking anything there. This is defended. This is defended. These squares are all good. It's getting out of the way of the c-pawn, but I don't want to leave the knight there. I'm going to just kick it. That's the kind of move that's just a waste of time, I think. No, it's a way to get to... yeah, I take it back. It's a way to get to e4 from f3. f3 here and then e4. Okay, he's got a lot of stuff hanging. But I do have to do something about my queen. It's just if I could move the queen with tempo here, then this knight would be loose. But I don't see any great queen moves. This pawn is still defended. Otherwise, queen here might be interesting. Bishop here with check. Rook takes. It's probably good enough. So let's just drop back. He still is going to need to move his knight eventually. Now that can't be right. He's giving up a knight. No, he's not giving up a knight. If I take the knight, he takes the pawn with check and hits my bishop. But that's a faulty tactic because the bishop can come back and defend, so I can take the knight. Sort of false tactic. So he didn't even go for that. He just went for... Okay, now this pawn on b2 is loose. So bishop here, but he could just play c3. So let's just drop the bishop back here. And he's going to come to this square. That's... well, it doesn't unpin the knight. I need to unpin the knight, huh? Well, I guess I don't have to unpin the knight here. let's play slowly here. Knight here, threatens, knight takes, pawn takes. And it's not so much of a threat. Well, it's just messing up my pawns big time, but let's finish getting my pieces out and see if he wants to take anything here. Let's see, if he plays queen f3 to intensify the pressure here, he didn't play that. I was going to play a d5. But he has this move of check, takes, and then maybe queen takes, and now it's still just win a pawn at best. Okay, so let's get rid of the knight and make things easier and unpin my knight. Now if he takes, I take back with a pawn. If he doesn't take, I can move the knight away. There's also check here, and okay, so it looks like my king is staying in the center. And he's going to attack my weak pawns, but I'm going to play king up to king to E7 here, and then bring the rook over, double on the G file. Now I can start chasing the queen around a bit. It's not well positioned right there.
Check.
And what else can I do here? Okay, this rook is defended, so a rook, if I could get a rook to the, if I get a rook to H8 there, it traps the queen. So moving my queen this way defends this rook and also supports rook H8. That was my idea. So you can take here, I take the queen, you can take here with check. What happens then? The question is, do I escape the checks or is it a perpetual? That'd be a shame if this ends in a perpetual. But how do I avoid it? The king is just going to be going up and down here. Okay, so rook takes here, rook takes check, king here, rook here, check. Oh, the rook can't go there, check because of the bishop, so it's not a perpetual. That's the importance of calculating and not panicking. So the bishop here guards the f8 square.
Check.
Fortunately for me. Okay, so now, let's see, there's a double check here, there's a discovered check here, there's a discovered check here. I like the discovered check here best, and I have a choice of which rook to take. He can interpose.
Check.
But I'll take that rook then if he interposes. And if he doesn't interpose, I'll take that rook. So now I've got a queen and a bishop against a rook. And hopefully, after that little scare, hopefully this will all be easy now. I was just looking at my statistics here. I've only won 38% of my games against Mighty Q here. So I guess his somewhat tricky style of play confuses me from time to time. Let's see. How do I break through? Oh, he's got these pawns here, right? So let's bring a bishop over here to slow down his pawns. This is a bit tricky still. So it would be nice to open up the board, but he's won so many pawns, it's a little bit hard for me to do that. I came up here to defend the e-pawn with my king so that my queen and bishop are free to move. Didn't want him. Grabbed another pawn there. So queen to g3 maybe. Bishop to queen g6, bishop g4, that kind of thing. Maybe queen here. Try and penetrate along one of these diagonals here. Oh, he's bringing up the pawns on the other side. Okay, so here.
Check.
Okay, so my idea is to sacrifice my bishop for 2 pawns over here. So a little maneuvering to keep my queen on this diagonal and hit his pawn without getting chased by the rook. So that's what I was doing with the queen. Then I got to here. And now, let's count the pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can't just trade my queen for the rook straight up. I have to do something better. So I need to create weaknesses in his pawn structure. And he's doing a good job of avoiding that. So here again, his rook can come in and check me. I can run around and hide behind my pawns. And let's see, how do we do this? Maybe queen on this side of the pawns. Okay, so I have to sack a pawn to try and open up a line here. I can't take this way, so I'll have to take with the b pawn. If he takes here, I'll take. So, now I've got some pawns to go after. Yeah, this pawn, the a pawn is weak over here. There are actually fortress positions with the king and rook against a queen where it's a draw. So you have to be careful. You can't defend this pawn. So then I'll have a passed pawn. This is starting to look promising. Okay. Attacked my queen, but I had the b pawn to take. He's got to move his rook now. So he attacks another pawn. So he has a choice of which pawn to take. He can take either of those. Okay. So now let's okay, we'll take 1 minute here to defend this pawn. And then get the king out of the way. Let's see, if he takes that pawn, can I just go into the king and pawn endgame? Probably not. So I'm just going to push this guy. Let's see, he's got to check here. When this pawn gets close enough, at some point I can just take his rook with my queen. But I'm not there yet. I'm getting closer. Oh, he's threatening to deliver this check here, drive me to this square.
Check.
Yeah, you have to be alert all the time with this guy. But now, well, this is a case where I could have just taken the rook. Probably should have. Okay, let's just take it here. Queen takes rook, king takes is the only move, and then I queen with check. Or I could queen with check first. Even stronger.
Check. White resigns.
Okay, yeah, if my opponent resigns, that's a winning move. Okay, interesting game. I will upload this. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you later. Bye.